boy in the corner. It's your boy. It's Kavi's corner.
Hello. Welcome. It is I, Kavi, from Kavi's Corner on the Game to Love Tennis Podcast Network. This is my weekly roundup show where I go over all the big news, all the notes, the big matches, championship matches from the week before. And so thank you for joining me. Always have to note that please give us a like, give us a subscribe if you're new. It really helps us bring more tennis content to you. So let's see real quick. Check this out. We got a comment from Game to Love Tennis Podcast. Join YouTube membership right there. So like I said, if you're not a member yet, please help us reach our target of 100,000. We just recently hit 50,000 last month. And so we've doubled it and we need your help more than ever. Okay. We got BJ Fresh in the house saying good day, mate. We've got the man GSL. I decided to be on time today, Cubby. So did I, Gary. Didn't want to miss a moment. Hello, GTL guys and gals. Also have Edgar in the house. Norrie was first British guy to play this event, meaning the Rio, and he won it. So Brits are batting 1,000 in Rio de Janeiro. And Edgar also noting that now Norrie has won 2 of his last 3 matches against Carlos Alcaraz. So let's see here. Oh, we got a quick note before I jump into the news and notes of the week. Gary's giving us a little update. Zverev Lehechka match coming to a head. Lehechka break point at 3-4 in the final set. Yeah, he's one of my young guns to watch for sure. He had a bit of a heartbreaker against Andy Murray last week. Dropped 5 match points en route to a loss to Andy Murray. But Andy Murray is the king of the epics these days. All right, let's get right into it. I do have a whole bunch of stuff to go over. So first off, just like we did last week, we're starting off with Novak because last week Novak tied Steffi Graf for 377 weeks as the number 1 player on the entire planet, either men or women. And this week he has officially taken the top spot. So from up to ace saying 378. Djokovic today marks the 378th week over his career as the world's number 1 tennis player, breaking Steffi Graf's mark of 377 in combined male and female records. The next best male ranking is Roger Federer at 310 rarefied. So there you go. Take a look. Weeks at number 1 since ATP rankings began in 1973, which is even before Novak was even born. 378 Novak, 377 Steffi Graf, 332 Martina Navratilova, 319 for the wonderful queen, the great Serena Williams, and of course Roger, the former king, 310. So Novak is now standing tall all the way at the top by himself, and let's see how he celebrated. This is his actual account. 378. Hands up, the prayer, the strong, the wolf, the tennis ball, the top of the mountain, the eagle, the heart, the Serbian flag, blessed and grateful, and other prayer hands. And look at this. Most of us eat cake, but when you're the number 1 tennis player in the world, you only need to smell it to get the effects of that delicious cake. But in all seriousness, huge congratulations to the greatest tennis player on the planet at the moment and perhaps of all time. So there we go, folks. Give it up one more time for Nole. All right, now we're gonna get into what happened in the week in tennis. So the champions of this past week, we had in Dubai, we had the WTA 1000 event, Krejcikova. And now we're gonna go into a little bit more in depth on each of these championship matches. In the ATP 500 in Rio, we had Cam Norrie as the victor. As you can see there, in Doha, ATP 250, Medvedev going back-to-back championships after winning Rotterdam last week. And WTA in Mexico and Merida, Camila Giorgi. But that's not all. There was a 5th big tournament. It was the ATP 250 in Marseille, where Hubert Hurkacz ended up victorious, taking out Frenchman Benjamin Bonzi. So those are your championship matches and champions of the week. So let's get into a little more detail, starting with Barbora Krejcikova. This is from @Relevant Tennis. Barbora Krejcikova wins it championship trophy. The 27-year-old defeats Iga Swiatek in Dubai to win her maiden WTA 1000 and her 6th WTA singles title. Of course, she is an absolute rock star in doubles. She's won it all, but this is specifically singles. It says back-to-back loss for Swiatek against Krejcikova, both times in finals after Ostrava. I think what they mean is including Ostrava, where I believe, that's a home tournament for Krejcikova. What a great week for BK, who will move to number 16 in the rankings. So let's take a look. Barbora Krejcikova defeats Swiatek 6-4, 6-2. Her backhand was unbelievable. She was so sturdy. Her defense was great. The first set was interesting. It was like neither player wanted to take hold of the set and win it. They kept on getting broken. It was just a break fest in the whole first set. In the second set, Krejcikova really, she kind of just took control of the match. Basically, she did what no one was able to really do in the first set. She took control, and she had this one point where she was on defense for the entire point. Iga kept on ripping forehands to the backhand of Krejcikova, and she just kept on getting these defensive lobs back. And then finally, she got one lob back that was a really short ball. Swiatek stepped into it and ripped it again to the backhand, and Krejcikova just blocked it, and it literally went over Iga's head and landed on the baseline. It was like an inadvertent lob. It was just complete desperation. She was just trying to get a racket on it. But in that moment, I think that was the moment that got her up 5-2. But it was like the moment that Iga's back was broken in that match. So phenomenal effort from the Czech Republican, the Czech player Barbora Krejcikova. Another slide here about that historic run as well, because check it out from @WTA. This is again about Krejcikova defeating the number 1, 2, and 3 ranked players in the world, not just in the tournament, but in the world, on her way to the title. She took out Swiatek, she took out Sabalenka, she took out Jess Pegula. So this is your moment at Krejcikova, and it's Dubai Duty Free Tennis. There you go, the fist pump, the champion, beautiful skyline, WTA 1000. As mentioned, that is her first. And then also, I like this one. Check this out. This is from @The Tennis Letter. Barbora Krejcikova had a thing for trophies even as a kid. Look at how cute she is. She's got the short hair, nice smile, little trophy. Well, a pretty big trophy for how big she was at the time. So there we go, folks. Now we're going to move on to the Russian Daniil Medvedev, who went back-to-back in his in his weeks in tennis in the Middle East. Doha, now Qatar. Sorry, Dubai, now. No, what am I talking about? Rotterdam, now Qatar. So Daniil Medvedev wins the Qatar Open as he defeats Andy Murray in the final, back to world number 7 with his ATP title number 17. So 17th trophy of his career. He only had 15 about 9 days ago. Now he's at 17. So Daniil Medvedev defeats Andy Murray 6-4, 6-4. There you go, a champion of the Qatar ExxonMobil Open. Okay, we're going to keep going with Medi here. Now check this out. Awesome to see Medvedev putting a huge smile on Andy Murray's face, praising him for all those, in total 8 match points saved that he needed just to get to the final. He saved 5 against Lehechka, and he saved 3 others on the way to the final. So this is what he said during the trophy ceremony. He said, I was like, oh my God, I have a match point against Andy. So he's describing how he was feeling right before the match point, saying that's not a good sign, meaning Andy Murray is deadly when he's down a match point. So it was kind of a joke, but as you could tell, Murray got the joke and he appreciated it with a big, lovely smile from the courageous, lion-hearted Murray. And then another stat I'm going to throw on to this fantastic accomplishment for Medi. Check this out. This is from @AnnaK_forever, aka Oleg S. I'm going to read off all these city names and I'll tell you what it's about. Sydney, Winston-Salem, Tokyo, Sofia, Cincinnati, St. Petersburg, Shanghai, Paris, London, Marseille, Santa Ponsa, Toronto, New York, San Jose del Cabo, Vienna, Rotterdam, Doha. Daniil Medvedev is the first male player in Open era to win his first 17 titles in 17 different cities / tournaments. And I actually looked this up. Novak Djokovic held the record before. Novak had won his first 16 titles in 16 different tournaments until he won a second one in Dubai. So Novak's 17th title was his second in Dubai. So great accomplishment. Last week I did mention this as well after he won Rotterdam. And I said something like, I don't know if it's impressive or not, but it's something. Well, it's definitely impressive and well done for the Russian Medvedev. So there you go. Not easy to defend a title. Okay, let's move on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to real quick before we get to the next winner of the week. I'm going to check out some. Let's see here. One sec. I'm going to check out some of the comments. So let's see where we're at. Oh, Gary's given us the goods on that match. Saying Sasha double faults to make it 4-4 third set. SWL, Suwon Lim. And then, of course, we got GSL. So we got all the acronyms saying Covey's Corner. Suwon is one of our newest members as well. So please give it up for Suwon. I believe he became a member of the Super Chat this weekend. I think it was during the Iga Krejcikova match, if I'm not incorrect. GSL saying, do we know if Carlos is pulled out this week? If he misses some time, Novak should remain number one for weeks to come. 400 weeks definitely in sight. Yeah. So here's the thing. I've been waiting, and I will do a little bit of an injury thing. I was waiting till literally the last 2 minutes before I went live to see if there was any confirmed update. I will get into some injury stuff in a second, so stay tuned. So we will get into that to answer about Carlos Alcaraz in a second. Let's see. Suwon saying congrats, Joker. And Gary saying Camila, Camila. Wow. We'll get into that as well. So yeah, here we go. We got Suwon talking Barbora Glow Up is real. Yeah, for sure. We do have a question about Murray withdrawing. I will get into that as well. Cap saying Medi won in my city, huh? Yep, he did, I guess. I'm trying to think what your city is. Sorry, we have so many all-stars in our chat that I sometimes forget who lives where. Gary saying Czech. Yeah, I said Czech Republican, and then I said the Czech player. Gary caught that. Gary's very astute. Are you sure she's not? Maybe she's a Czech Democrat. No, just funning with me. Yeah, it is Czech, I should say, not Czech Republican. So anyways, and then a good morning from Manu Bajaj. Thank you for joining, Manu. Really appreciate you, my friend. All right, folks, I'm going to get back into the next slide as we go on with the champions of the week, this time from @RelevantTennis. Champion in Rio, Cameron Norrie defeats Carlos Alcaraz and wins his 5th ATP title. Alcaraz was injured and gave everything, but it was not enough. What a couple of weeks for Cam. One final, one title, and now will surpass Sinner to return at number 12 in the world tomorrow. So amazing, amazing match. I got to call the Alcaraz semi as well as the Alcaraz final. I also watched the Cam Norrie semi against Zapata Miralles, which went 3-set tiebreak. So Norrie really had to put in a lot of effort, long matches, and he definitely deserved it. He played so well in the big points. There was a moment where he looked like he was done. So Alcaraz won the first set 7-5, and then Alcaraz was up 3-love, and it was now, well, I should say love 3, because Norrie was serving, and he was down love 30. So basically he was 2 points away from being down love 4 double break. But at love 30, something switched, and he just went crazy. He won 4 straight points to win the game. So now he's down 3-1, ends up going up 4-3, and then ends up taking it 6-4. And then from there, the third set was crazy as well. Alcaraz hurt himself, was not able to move. So he started to shorten up the points. And there were moments where it seemed like Alcaraz was done and it looked like match is over. But he had a crazy break. He had 4 winners on return when he was down, I believe 3-4 to bring it back to level. It was absolutely crazy. Like, he went from looking like he can't get to the ball or anything, and then he goes and gets 4 straight return winners. Not all of them. I think 3 of them were actually off the return. Another one was off a rally ball, but it was crazy. And then he also had the shot of the tournament where he had a passing forehand runner, and Norrie ran him off the court. Alcaraz runs as hard as he can and then rips a forehand winner that lands on the line. Absolutely crazy. He had something similar the day before as well in the semifinals. So really, really crazy stuff. But Cam Norrie was able to endure all of the firepower from Alcaraz, and he was able to take it. So let's give it up for the Brit. And as mentioned by Edgar, Norrie's the first British player to ever play in this tournament, and he won it. So the Brits are batting 1,000 whenever they go to Rio, not Euro. There we go. Nice little look at that. It's more of like a relief smile, because he's like, man, that was a tough match. And both players were extremely complimentary to each other, to each other's teams. I really love the sportsmanship. You could tell that they genuinely do feel some percentage of happiness and joy for the other. Continuing on again from @RelevantTennis, Cameron Norrie's consistency. Finals reached before 2021, just 1. How many has he reached since then? 13. 6 in 2021, 4 in 2022, and 3 already in just 2 months in 2023. He made it to the finals in was it Adelaide? I believe it was either Adelaide or I think it was Adelaide, where he lost in the final to Richard Gasquet. Then he made it last week in Argentina, lost to Alcaraz, and then this week, of course, he beat Alcaraz in Rio. And also it says, and he did it on clay, on hard, on grass courts at all levels, excluding slams. So, and he did make a semifinal, as we know, in Wimbledon. So phenomenal consistency from Norrie, looking better and better every week. So props to the man from England / New Zealand, and also who went to university and played tennis in the United States in Texas Christian University. All right, so here we go. This is also regarding this tournament from Jose Morgado. So 9 different champions in 9 editions of the Rio tournament. Alcaraz couldn't break the trend. So what that means is this tournament's been going on for 9 years, and they've had 9 different champions. No one has been able to defend the title. Obviously, Alcaraz won it last year, so he had the chance to defend it yesterday, but was unable to. It's also the second time that Alcaraz has had a chance to defend a title on the ATP Tour and has failed to do so. The first time he won Umag in 2021, and then last year he lost in the final of Umag to Jannik Sinner. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the Marseille Championship. Again, Relevant Tennis. I like the way they have their championship posters, so that's why I've been choosing theirs for this week. It says champion with a champion emoji. Hubert Hurkacz defeats Benjamin Bonzi in Marseille to win his 6th ATP title, the 2nd on indoor hard court. So Hubert Hurkacz defeats Bonzi 6-3, 7-6. And there you go. Champion of the Open 13 de Provence. Mad love to the Polish player. It's good for him to get some love. Iga gets so much of the love. Magda Linette got so much of the attention as well because of her phenomenal run in the Australian Open. So it's nice to have a little shine for our boy Hubie Hurkacz. And continuing on with Hubie, this is from @Bastian Fashan. Hurkacz saying during the trophy presentation, "It's a pleasure to play here in France. You have such an amazing tennis culture, such amazing tournaments and players." Looks at Tsonga, as you could tell over there. "And hopefully one year I can maybe win a French Open." And dream big, Hubie. And that's, you know what? I love when players say these things out loud. I remember I was following Holger Rune when I just jumped on Twitter. I still am, but I remember he put up something saying, "I want to be the world number 1." And a whole bunch of these tweeters were like, "Oh, there's no way you can do it." And, "Oh, you should try and get into the top, 30 first." And, I was just like, and I said something to him. I said, "You know what? You're saying it out loud. You're making us accountable of your goals. Good for you, buddy, because only the greats are the ones who speak it and they put it into existence." So I love when people do that. So Hubie, dream big, buddy. Keep on dreaming on. Okay, you know what? Before we get into the Camila Giorgi, I'm going to take a couple of comments here because we are blowing up a little bit. Let me just back up a bit. We got Gary saying, Barbora, purest strokes in tennis. She looked like she was ordained to play this game. I cannot tell you how much joy I had in watching her just hit her backhand this weekend. It was beauty. It was pure perfection. So Gary, very right. She just has great follow through. She brings her racket head up. She gets great swing through the ball, very consistent. And I totally agree with you. She looks phenomenal hitting a ball. So yeah, well done for Krejcikova. And Cap saying her Roland Garros win in 2021 was no fluke. Anyone who made those comments is silent now. Yeah, you're right. She's backing it up, and she had a tough time last year. She was injured for about 3 to 4 months at this time of the year. So for the next couple of months, she's going to make up a whole bunch of points that she don't have to defend, and that could help her bump up in the standings as well. And we have, let's see here, Gary saying Cap, amen about Barbora. And Gary updating us, Zverev takes out Lehechka 6-4 in the third. Bummer for Lehechka. I had some high hopes for, I still do. But you know what? He's going through the growing pains, and it's good also to see Zverev taking out a pretty good player, because still waiting for him to come back after that devastating ankle roll last year at Roland Garros. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Cap, I was asking Cap, what city did Med win? And he's saying Sofia. So yes, thank you. Gene's in the house. Hello, guys. Welcome, Gene. Great to have you. Just so you know, in about 4 days, it's going to be Gene's birthday. So if you do run into Gene in the chats, wish him a happy birthday when it's Friday. Cap saying she's a Czech libertarian because I called her a Czech Republican. And then Gary said something about a Czech Democrat. You guys make me laugh. Oh, man. Let's see. GSL talking about Cam Norrie. Last service game by Cam is a defining moment in his career. Well done. And you did also mention that. I did read your comment, Gary. You said this is the defining moment in his career when he was about to do that. So very astute call. Of course, you always know what you're talking about in the tennis circles here. Let's see. Edgar is talking to Gene, saying, remember JG in the drop preview last week? Norrie's just not a winner. Well, he got to prove him wrong. And Gene saying, Edgar, yes, haha. Sorry, JG, we're not doing this at your expense, but we're just reading through the comments. Let's see here. Gene saying hi to Gary and Cap. I love how everyone says hi to each other. Piling on JG, Cap saying, Edgar, JG constantly makes such comments. You know what I love about JG, though? No matter whether he's right or wrong, in the end, he's confident in the moment that he makes his picks. And there's something that I appreciate about that. So yeah, let's give it up. Oh, we got a tip from Skiing Front Back. Thank you, my friend Kavi. The button press is yours. All right, my friend, I'll give you a button. We don't have too many actually on this one loaded up, but I will do my best. But thank you, Skiing. Really appreciate it. Gary saying Skiing comes through as our MVP yet one more time. Let's see here. Gene talking about Alcaraz. Alcaraz's team confirmed they're doing MRI scans before deciding whether or not to play. Yes, I will get into that as well in a second. Thank you for that, Gene, as is reciprocated by Gary saying thanks for the report, Gene. Okay, so I'm going to get back into the next winner of a tournament. This was in Mexico, and it was Camila Giorgi. Let's check this one out. This is from We Are Tennis Italia. I had to scroll down to the translated part. So as you can see, there we go. Camilla returns to victory. Camila Giorgi beats Rebecca Peterson of Sweden 7-6, 1-6, 6-2, and wins the tournament in Mexico. It is the fourth success in her career. Balanced first set, then a dominated set on each side, meaning Peterson dominated the second set, and then Camila Giorgi dominated the third set. Camila will be back in the top 50, and we got one of these emojis. And let's take a look at the lovely Camila Giorgi with a beautiful smile. We Are Tennis. There you go. The hard-hitting Camila Giorgi with a great victory. I believe Yeah, that's impressive. Fourth title of her career. On the way in the quarterfinals, believe it or not, she took out Grand Slam champion. So this is from at @SK__tennis, aka Sportskita Tennis. Excuse me. Should have put water in this cup before I got in here. 2017 US Open champion Sloane Stephens was double bageled, doing some ego work here, beaten 6-love by Camila Giorgi in Merida, Mexico quarterfinal. So Sloane Stephens, Camila Giorgi. Can you believe it? I never in 1,000 years would have guessed that Sloane Stephens would have got double bageled by Camila Giorgi. Although Camila Giorgi is a heavy hitter, I still never saw that coming in 1,000 years. So well done to Camila Giorgi. And let's see what else we got. Okay, now we're moving into some news. So I don't know if you remember, but last week on Covey's Corner, after Taylor Fritz won Delray Beach, I guess Delray Beach was a week later last year in the schedule. So anyways, he won the tournament last week, but because of points and stuff like that, he didn't actually officially jump into the top 5 until today, Monday. So even though he didn't play any tournaments last week and he won the tournament before, it was kind of a weird situation where we knew he was going to be in the top 5, but we had to wait a week. So now we're here and he's officially in. So from @tennis, welcome to the top 5, Taylor Fritz. Taylor Fritz rises to a near career high of number 5 today, making him the first American man to reach the top 5 since Andy Roddick was ranked number 5 at the US Open. We got one of these again as well. He's the 21st American man to reach the top 5 in ATP rankings history. And look at that beautiful photo of the Australian Open ball. And we got Fritzy looking like Wolverine as usual with the headband, American flag behind him. What a great photograph. Love it. Congratulations to Fritzy. Great start to the year and it continues. Okay, let's move on to, this is a great story, folks. This is from @Josek Deising. Sorry, I'm totally probably butchering it. Maybe it's Josek Deising. Anyways, says, now check this out. This is a quote, and then I'll tell you who it's from. I want to dedicate my time and knowledge to helping any Saudi girl with a racket and a dream. So this is who it is. 18 years old, Yara Al-Hogbani is the first ever woman tennis player from Saudi Arabia to win a professional match in the ITF Pro Circuit. What a lovely looking person here. And check it out. She's got flowers. She's got a little medal there. I'm not sure if that's from the ITF win, but yeah, that's a photo of her. And the reason I put this up is because A, it is historic, and B, it shows the widespread and the ripple effect of someone like Ons Jabeur, who is the first African woman and the first, or woman from an African country, I should say, and the first Muslim woman to excel and make it onto the tour. She obviously made up to world number 2, made it to a couple of Grand Slam finals. So it's a ripple effect, which I really, really love. So even though this player is not from Tunisia, definitely there is the Muslim effect as well. So I really, really love that. And I just want to say congratulations to this young girl and hopefully young woman. Hopefully she'll be on the tour in the future, inspiring more and more players from her country. So, okay, now getting on to the injury updates from @Jose Morgado. So, some injury updates. Andy Murray out of Dubai after a tough week in Doha. Nick Kyrgios out of the Indian Wells and Miami. Didn't recover from the knee surgery in time. And then brackets going full schedule on clay? ? I think he might. I wonder, because he's going to need something. Or else he won't be getting any action until the grass court season. And then again, I waited till the last second looking for confirmed news. This is what Jose is saying about Alcaraz. Alcaraz will travel to Acapulco. Still pretends to play. Now he actually meant intends. If you go down into the comments, apparently in Portuguese, the word intend and pretend are very, very similar. So some people who speak Portuguese mentioned that in the comments. So this actually should be intends to play. So I don't know if maybe you guys have heard something since I went on the air. I've been on the air for 29 minutes now, 30 minutes. So I don't know if anything's come up in that time, but up until then, this was the latest information that I had. So basically, he's going to wait until the MRI, as Gene mentioned in the chat. And depending on the result of that, he will make his decision. So I'm not sure exactly about the up to the second updates on that, but there you have it. Let's see what else we've got. Let me just take a look at a couple more comments as well. Gonna wrap it up here pretty soon. Actually, hold on. This is the next slide. This is the one I actually should have. So this is from @Universe Tennis, and then it's translated. It says, despite 2 consecutive weeks since his return, Carlos Alcaraz does not want to withdraw from Acapulco until he has an exact diagnosis of his thigh injury. So again, pretty much what Gene just told us. The world number 2 went to Mexico this morning and will take exams to find out if he can play. So that is, so this is the last slide that I put on right before I went on air in regards to Carlitos. So there we have it. That's the most updated information that I have up until now. Let's see here. Let's go back into the chat. Edgar's mentioning. So I believe you're talking about Cam Norrie, because I mentioned that he's a Kiwi, he's a Brit, and he went to the U.S. to play college, but he was born in Johannesburg. So thank you for that, Edgar. I appreciate it, because I do remember hearing that. And he's a kind of a all-world traveling person. So there you go. Cap giving us some news. Stan is back in the top 100. Yeah. As he lost to Arthur Fils in Marseille. It was actually a really good match. But yeah, great job from Stan the Animal. Skiing saying, Gary, Camilo won. Gene saying it's good to have self-belief. Yes, absolutely. Manu Bajaj, Kavi today match time. I'm not sure which match you're referring to, my friend. But I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be doing any matches today, if that's what you're asking. Let's see here. It's Gary saying, skiing. I broke up with Camilla last year. Maybe she'll take me back. That's how I feel with Tsitsipas. I broke up with him because he keeps on disappointing me. Let's see. What else do we got? Dreamt T Messis saying, let the record show I remain on Giorgi's side. And then Gary saying, Edgar, thanks for letting me down. Easy. Alex BG saying, is Camilla selling bread with Swiatek now? Well, she definitely sold some bread to Sloane Stephens. What a crazy match that was. Manor saying Kavi with capital letters and the /, the rare /. Normally we see backslashes all over the place, but of course that was a typo and I'm being facetious, but funny. Gene telling us that Sloane won Guadalajara last year, and that was a 250. Edgar saying the bakery burned down a couple of days ago due to Barbora. I think Barbora just took over she didn't take over the Leafs because she didn't bagel or breadstick anyone, but yeah, there you go. And Gary, I actually echo these sentiments. I'm sticking with Arena through thick and thin in 2023. Yeah, I think so too. I think she's going to have some pretty big matches. So, and then Edgar laughing when I said young girl. Yeah, I should have said young woman, although she's 18. So that's why I said it. She's on the borderline of girl and woman, but hopefully no one took any disrespect. I was definitely not trying to. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to get into the last couple of slides, and then we'll end off with some comments and players of the week. And I'm going to let you guess, but not just yet. So what's happening this week? Oh, check it out. You can follow this guy. He's apparently pretty cool, smart, good looking, funny. His name is Kavi, and he goes by @LoveLoveTennis. Of course, I am being silly. It is me. You can give me a follow. I'll follow you back. That is my handle @LoveLoveTennis. The O's are zeros because 0 means love in tennis. So this week's ATP and WTA events. at ATP Tour. We got a 500 Acapulco, 500 Dubai, 250 Santiago. On the women's side, we've got a 250 in Monterrey and a 250 in Austin. And I wrote inaugural tournament because this is the first time this tournament has ever taken place. And unfortunately for our British fans, Emma Raducanu was supposed to be here. One of the top. They've been promoting her because she's very promotable and she's a great tennis player. But she has tonsillitis, so she is out of the tournament. And I'm actually wondering why they didn't add that in the other. I guess the other injury update was all from the men's side on that Jose Morgado tweet. So, anyways, this is one injury update, a significant injury update. Tonsillitis for Emma Raducanu. She is missing that tournament. Okay, what else do I have here? This is just a few of the popcorn matches of the day, not from all tournaments, but from 3 of them. So this is from at Tennis Updates 23. Monday, Acapulco. We got Fritz Isner, big matchup. Another huge matchup, Shelton versus Runa, battle of the youngsters who are on a fast track to the high rise and high road here on the rankings. And then we got Ruud back in action after doing his training block to start the year, after the Australian Open versus Andreozzi. We got Shapo versus Kecmanovic. We've got Tiafoe versus Nishioka. And we got Tommy Paul versus Gomez. Also, we have in Dubai, Rublev versus Krajinovic. I believe that match is over. And I know Rublev took the first set, but I'm not positive what happened after. And then we all know, thanks to Gary, I believe, that Zverev has taken out Lehechka in that one. And then in Monterrey, we have Bouzkova versus Schmiedlova. Schmiedlova is an 18-year-old Russian who had a really good showing at the Australian Open. She pushed Maria Sakkari to 3 sets, I believe. And she's definitely a young player to watch. Is that right, Schmid? Or am I thinking of someone else? No, sorry, I'm thinking of Schneider. The Russian is Schneider. Schmiedlova is not a Russian. She is, I believe she's Serbian. Sorry, no, she's Slovakian. My apologies. I was getting Schneider and Schmiedlova. So anyways, in Monterrey, we got Bouzkova versus Schmiedlova, who is Slovakian. Okay. And all right. So now I'm going to get you guys to guess who we have for our player of the week on the women's side. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to guess. Oh, actually, real quick before we do that, Manor giving us the update. Rublev won, I believe you mean 7-6, 6-2, or maybe 7-5. But anyways, it looks like you won in straight sets there. And yes, thank you, Edward Slovak. Schmiedlova won the title in 2020. Yeah, I don't know why I got Schneider and Schmiedlova mixed up. My apologies there. Gary, he's doing the double. And we got Edgar saying Babs. We got Jean saying Barbora. Well, you know what, folks? All of you are right. And of course, she takes out the number 3 seed in the world. She takes out the number 2 seed in the world. She takes out the number 1 seed in the world. And she wins her first WTA title. So yes, well done to Barbora Krejcikova, our player of the week on the women's side. So Manor, sorry, you were really close. You were actually second. Barbora was first, but you had a great week, and keep your head up. Maybe next week. All right, keep on doing your best. You mean first 1,000 title? Sorry, I don't know what I said. My apologies if I said the wrong one, but yes, it was Barbora's first 1,000 level title of her career and 6th singles title of her career. Yes. Okay. On the men's side, we've already got a few guesses. Gary did the double guess. He said Cam and Barbora. Let's see. Give me your guesses now for the men's side. We do have a couple of options. Edgar saying, I guess men's is either Murray or Norrie. I hope Norrie. SWL saying Medvedev, player of the week. Alex BG just throwing up the flames. Love the flames. Except I don't like the Calgary Flames of the National Hockey League. That's a different story. We are Canucks fans. We never like anyone from Alberta. Let's see. Any other... Oh, Edgar asking Gene, should I join Twitter? The answer is... Well, Minor says no. I say yes. Gene says yes. So Edgar saying LOL. Okay, so who guessed what? Who guessed what? Norrie, Minor going for themselves again. Wow, that's a rare double for yourself. Okay, well, here's the answer, folks. The winner, according to me, and it is Covey's Corner, so I get to choose, is the man who won stunning semifinal in Rio in a third set tiebreaker, and then takes out world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz to win his first Rio title in the 500 level event. Cameron Norrie.
One thing that is true, he knows what to do. Don't worry, for Cam Norrie's heading through. If one thing that is true, he knows what to do. Knows what to do. Don't worry, Cam Norrie's heading through.
All right, folks. So, if in case you're wondering, the reason I chose, so for me, I didn't think that Hurkacz had the toughest kind of route, and neither did Norrie, but he had some really, really tight matches. A couple matches where you didn't know what was going to happen, including that final match, and also Medvedev. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? I just totally lost my train of thought. Anyways, the reason I chose Norrie is because he had 2 very, very tough matches in the semis and the finals, and he also had lost in the finals to Alcaraz the week before. So I thought that was a really big and good jump up in quality, level, and result for him, and I thought that he was well-deserved. Nothing to take away from Medi, who also had a great couple of weeks winning back-to-back titles. But yeah, that's why I chose what I chose. And so there you have it. Let's see some other. Oh, KC in the house saying LOL Covey. Not sure exactly what that's in reference to. Hopefully you're laughing with me, not at me. But if you're laughing at me, I don't mind that either, because we're all friends here. Michael saying Emma Rad. I don't know if that was a guess or just throwing that up there. Minor, unfortunately, second time of the day you were not player of the week on either the men or the women's side. So yeah, let's see. Hey, here we go. Peter Zaremba, Covey, hi from outside San Sebastian, Spain. Welcome. Thanks for joining us while you're out of your normal habitat. That's dope that you had the time to come say hello to us. Suwon. So I don't know if you guys knew, but when I started the final yesterday, calling the play-by-play match for Alcaraz Norrie, Ben hadn't loaded up the Norrie button, but the Giorgi button from the day before was loaded. And so I just kept on telling everyone, when you hear Giorgi, think Norrie. Because in the first half, every time I gave the button for Norrie, it was actually the Giorgi button. And then halfway through the match, Ben sends me a message, I've added the Norrie button, mate. And I said, oh, okay. So then I started using the Norrie. So that's what that is in reference to. So nice little inside joke from Suwon. Loving it. Minor disputing the player of the week. Still think I was the player of the week. Hey, dispute it up. You know what? Send an email to Ben and JG. Maybe they'll get, maybe they can get that changed. Let's see. Edgar saying good reason. Covey. M's in the house from Ireland saying, hey, Covey. Great to have you, Ems, as always. Gene also saying, great reason, Covey. Maybe next time. Honorable mention to Murray. Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, just what a great couple of weeks for him as well. Just can't get enough of watching that guy's matches. The only thing I wish for Murray is to win matches a little bit quicker. Okay, Edgar saying the Giorgi button is creepy. I don't know what that really means. Michael saying Emma Raducanu is always a joke. Other than that US Open, though, but I mean, I could see why people think that. Don't know what to make of her anymore, honestly. Seems to have the weirdest luck. Emma saying she's always late. Gary or Peter from Spain telling Gary it's rainy and cold. All right, Gary saying, Peter, no complaining, please travel is everything, but it is 80 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny here in northeastern Florida today. And then Peter saying, Murray, king of the tough draw. And M saying, Medi needs a new button. All right, folks, I think I'm going to end it on that. This has been the second weekly edition of Covey's Corner. Actually, I did have one other slide that I want to throw up there. And it's just a slide that I wanted to end with because I wanted you all to just have a great week. And I want to end it like this. So take a look at this slide. This is from at the Rio Open. So this is after the trophy ceremony. The tournament Twitter feed saying always smiling, Alcaraz Rio Open. And it's really cool photo. I just thought it was really nice. He lost the match, but look at how happy he is. And look at how happy the ball kids are to be around him. So yeah, I just wanted to say have a week that looks like this, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me. Also, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Stay tuned to the channel. We will have more tennis this week, as we always do. We had some draw previews. You can go back and check those out. If you missed, if you didn't catch the beginning of this will be loaded up on YouTube shortly. So you can recap that. And just like I said, stay tuned to the channel, as we will be bringing you more tennis as we do every single week. So I want to see everyone with a big smile like these kids and Alcaraz. And I just want to say one last time, thank you on behalf of myself, Kavi, here in Vancouver, BC, and on behalf of the GTL channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you very soon. Kavi out.
It's Covey's Corner.
Give it a like. I said give it a like. Leave a little comment, share the video, and hit subscribe. That's right.
It's your boy.
Check out this other video.